Morning everybody, mo kí ẹ̀yin tí tẹ́ ní ọmọ ológo káàbọ̀ sórí ìkànnì mi. Ẹ kú àárọ̀, mo tún mú àwọn ìròyìn wá lọ́lọ́kan òjọ̀kan láàárọ̀. Ká tó máa lọ, mo kọ́kọ́ mú fídíò, mo fẹ́ fún yín láwọn fídíò kan tó yẹ pé ẹ ti miss tó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú àná yìí sí lẹ́nu ìjẹta sánà tó yẹ kí n ti mú wá fún yín. Ẹ máa mọ àwọn Labour Congress tí wọ́n sọ pé àwọn fẹ́ strike ní lórí torí àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ nǹkan kan bẹ́ẹ̀ tán náà fẹ́ strike. Wọ́n ti wà divide, wọ́n ti pín o, tó jẹ́ pé àwọn party kan ní north and the south west, àwọn kan sọ pé àwọn ò ní darapọ̀, àwọn kan sọ pé àwọn máa ṣe, tó jẹ́ wípé gbogbo nǹkan, even gbogbo nǹkan láyé tí politics bá ti wà nínú ẹ̀, wàhálà ni, tó jẹ́ wípé ó tiẹ̀ lágbára, ṣùgbọ́n gbogbo àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ yìí náà ni mo máa fi hàn yín lójú fọ́nrán kó tó di wípé a máa tún tẹ̀síwájú. Bẹ́ẹ̀ dẹ̀ ni mo máa fi fídíò títí àwọn kọ́mítì Tinubu náà tí Tinubu set, àwọn ti Délé Aláké tí gbogbo wọn ti sọ̀rọ̀, mo máa fi fídíò tí wọ́n náà wọ̀nyí bọ̀tẹ́ gbọ́ nǹkan tí wọ́n sọ. Ẹ ṣé gan ni, God bless.
Planned industrial action scheduled for Wednesday by the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) may suffer a setback as the union appears divided, with the southwest and northern states chapters said to be considering pulling out of the proposed action. This day reports that the planned action to protest against the removal of petrol subsidy has been politicized, with the southwest and northern states chapters mulling backing out of the plan. Although NLC has written all its 43 affiliate unions to mobilize for the scheduled industrial action, full compliance for the strike is still in doubt, as some state chapters are said to be reading political undertone to the strike, which they believe is hasty. Some of the affiliates of the NLC include the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics, ASUP, Nigeria Union of Teachers, NUT, Judicial Staff Union of Nigeria, JUSUN, National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives, among others. Some of these affiliates are said to be open to more dialogue and further interface to the federal government, rather than plunging the country into another round of crisis. The president of the Nigeria Labour Congress, Joe Ajero, has dismissed reports of cracks within the ranks of the Labour Union. There are reports that some chapters in the southwest and northern states are considering pulling out of Wednesday's proposed strike following internal crisis. However, Ajero, while speaking yesterday on the Rise News show This Day Live, says the union remains united and resolute.
Well, there is no discordant voice within organized labour. If there is any, you let me know. We have 36 state councils of the NLC. We have 54 affiliate unions that met on Friday. No dissenting voice. And we took a decision on this action. And every union has issued strike directives to their members. And the strike is on. For the newspapers that are saying there is a division, let them say where the division is having. The NLC does not operate northern branch, eastern branch, western branch. So where is the discordant voice coming from? Let them wait till Wednesday for them to know. Part of our agreement in 2021 is the issue of the compressed natural gas as an alternative. And that one, even the then Minister of State Petroleum, Silva, now say that it's going to cost 90 naira per liter. And everybody was impressed. The CBN was supposed to have, if not, they have not released 250 billion naira for conversion of vehicles and power stations. Ipman, the owners of these filling stations, have donated their filling stations for the conversion to take place. And as at now, over 10,000 cars were converted in Benin alone. And we're expecting them to do this conversion for us to have alternative. If you have alternative to PMS, now why are we talking of the labor movement cannot tell you to remove or not remove subsidy? Then we have alternative. In a situation, in a sector, you have only one product and there's no alternative, and you are compelling everybody to buy at high rate. It doesn't make any sense, and we will not succumb to it. So between now and the next 1 month or 2 months, if this government is serious, we can get conversion. And in your own car, you have provision, a tank for CNG, you have a provision for PMS. Anyone you want to switch over to it. And this is common. What is difficult for it than forcing everybody to buy a dictated price?
Well, there we have it. NLC President George Jare speaking to you yesterday. Dr. Batian, welcome. Good to see you this morning. Great to have you back. Your thoughts on all the issues. So many things have happened, since the last time you were here. But of course, you spoke with the NLC President, who didn't show up for the dialogue with the government representatives. Your take on the story?
Well, he made it clear yesterday that George Jare, President of the NLC, that the NLC was not going to attend any meeting. Because at the time he was on the program, it was just about the time that the meeting was to convene at the presidential villa. And he said, look, the government has been given a minimum demand, which is to go back to where we were before the NNPC Limited announced a new price template. And that if the government is not showing good faith, then of course NLC will not be interested in any further dialogue other than to go out on industrial action, on strike on Wednesday, which is just about 48 hours from now. And it was in the course of that I posed a question to him that, look, it looks like organized labor is divided. And he said there's nothing like division, that he had in fact met also with the president of the Trade Union Congress. But as we saw yesterday at that meeting, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the presidential villa, only the Trade Union Congress leadership showed up. But much capital has been made out of this, that maybe organized labor is divided, maybe the government is trying to use divide and rule tactics. But if you look at the demands of the Trade Union Congress, there isn't much difference between the TUC or the NLC. The TUC is also saying that there should be a reversion to the pump price of 195 naira per litre. Then they have added tax holiday for workers. They've asked for certain categories of workers. They are also demanding the new minimum wage. And on its part, civil society groups have come together with a tactical team to also get involved in the conversation. Well, it sounds like a good thing that the government is open to dialogue and is talking about a tripartite body team that will be put together. But everyone should recall that the last time we had a tripartite group on the issue of minimum wage, new minimum wage, that tripartite team was going back and forth, for more than a year. And at the end of the day, even that new minimum wage that was fixed at that time is still controversial. Many states have not even been able to pay that last increase in minimum wage, creating, problems about the whole idea of wage indexation. But while it is a good thing to see that, government is open to dialogue on this issue, well, by Wednesday, if that strike goes ahead, then we will know whether organized labor is divided or not. But the cost will also be quite high, heavy. And the people who will suffer, of course, are the long-suffering people of Nigeria. And the question that some analysts have raised is that which should come first? The palliatives, structures in place to ameliorate the people's hardship, or the removal of subsidy, summarily. However, the counter-argument here, as pushed by government, is that government is sitting on a debt profile of over 77 trillion. Government is owing NNPCL for the last, within the last few months, up to about 2.4 trillion. In other words, government is broke. There is no money. So, but I think in the policy-making process, what is also important is to carry the people along, to ensure ownership through consultations, negotiations, dialogue, compromises. And, maybe that is where government should have started from. And now government is, trying to go in that direction.